Motivational interviewing technique number 4 is called looking back. And I use this one actually in my office all the time. So essentially what you're going to do here is you're going to ask the person to tell you about what life was like before the substance. And the reason why this is so effective is because right now, when the person thinks about being sober, they think about when they ran out last week and they didn't have any for a day or two and they felt awful and they're miserable and they can't enjoy things anymore without drugs or alcohol. So when they think about being sober now, they think about misery, and that's why they don't want to get sober. So you need to ask them about before the drug, the alcohol, whatever it was a problem. What was life like? What did you enjoy doing back then? How were your relationships? Stuff like that, so that you're getting them to remember that before the drugs came along, life was actually pretty good. They could enjoy things. They didn't argue with their family all the time. Their boss wasn't on their case. They performed better at school. All of whatever those things are for that person, that helps them remember that, oh yeah, like life can be different without it, because my life was different without it. This is so much more effective than saying something like, and I'm guilty of this, like I've done this a million times, I mess it up too. It's okay if you mess it up, you can go back, you can fix it. You'll know you messed it up because you'll get the body language, you'll get sort of some oppositionalness, and you'll know you stepped sort of like on the wrong button, and you can kind of lean back over this way. If you pay close attention, you'll know when you're in the wrong territory. So in the past, I've said things like, well, like once you quit using for like 4 weeks, you're going to feel better. The only reason you can't feel better right now is because you're on those drugs and your body's dependent. And once you get off of those drugs, and then your brain chemicals, and then blah, 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 nerd talk solution, telling them what they should do. And that's exactly what they're going to hear. Blah, 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 nerd talk solution. I don't care what you've got to say. You don't know me and you don't understand. So don't tell them the answer, get the answer out of them. Motivational interviewing technique number 5 is sort of the opposite of number 4. Number 4, remember, was looking back, and number 5 is looking forward. So you ask them to sort of project out into the future. You can ask something like, what will your life be like in 2 years if you stop drinking today? What will your life be like in 6 months if you give up weed? And then they're going to think about what life's going to be like after they get over the hump, because otherwise they stay in that real immediate, and it is going to be really uncomfortable for a while. And so this gets them to sort of think and see and envision the situation out here once they get to the feeling better part. So again, you're influencing that thinking to go right in the direction that you want.